I'm pretty bad about trying to guess what other people are going to think or say or might do and that sort of thing. Sometimes it drives me a little mad, but a lot of times it's actually helpful. It's helpful for helping me to prepare and process things, to formulate what my response might be, since historically in the past, it took a long time for me to process things, and I could never say something on the spot. So I learned that I needed to be preparing preemptively for best and worst case scenarios, so that I could defend myself. Anyways, I can easily imagine my mom right now being like why do you have to keep talking about this? Just what she would often say to me about my Me Too stuff. Well, the reason that I have to keep talking about stuff and working through it is because I'm not done working through it. As a graphic designer, a problem solver, I have learned through my educational and professional and life experience that in order to solve a problem, you have to get to the root of the problem. Well, I obviously haven't gotten to the root of the problem yet. In order to get to the root of the problem, you have to keep digging. You have to keep digging over and over again. You have to keep asking why. You look at it, you keep going until you get to the root of it. Now, what is it that I need to get to the root to of right now? I don't know. But obviously, I need to do something or work on something because I felt called to share this, because it triggered me emotionally, because it unexpectedly triggered me emotionally, which tells me that something's still not right in my heart. And I have a good idea of what it is, and that's just never feeling accepted by my family. I mean, and by like a lot of people's society stuff, but especially my family. I totally believed when I was a kid that I was found in the Cabbage Patch because I did not fit in. And from a very young age, I learned that I needed to stay quiet and not share my thoughts, and not share how intelligent I was or how mature I was, not share my unhappiness with the burdens that were placed upon me. And so instead, like Cinderella, I had just found ways to look on the bright side and focus on the positive, which was good for me. It was good for me. But it sucked that I was doing that in order to survive and be accepted. Now, would my family have rejected me had I been more open about who I was and stuff like that? I don't know. I mean, we're all equally to blame when we hide and suppress ourselves from others, because we're not giving them an opportunity. We're basically making a decision for them. We're not giving them the opportunity to learn and grow in love because we're too afraid of the worst case scenario. But you do what you have to do when you're a kid. Everything's hiding and stuff. Anyways, ever since this experience in 2020, my life has radically changed for the better. It was amazing in so many ways as an artist and just as an experience in itself. But on top of it all, there were other things I experienced, like a spiritual awakening and a near-death experience and stuff, that just completely have transformed my life and have helped me break through a lot of things. And as part of that, I have been on a very active mission ever since to face my fears and conquer them. And I still have a lot to overcome. I still feel incredibly awkward and shy. I don't feel like I fit on this planet. I don't feel, I have a lot of people in my life that I used to talk to or that I'm friends with, but now, honestly, I don't even want to reach out to them because I just assume that I'm too crazy for them. I'm like, well, I must be too crazy for them, so, I haven't heard from them, so maybe they don't like me anymore. Maybe they don't like, whatever. I'm too much. I was used to growing up being told I was too much, too passionate, talk too much, ask too many questions, too much of everything. Do you have any idea what that does to a person? What do you think it would do to someone or to you if you were lucky enough not to have this done to you, if you were told your entire life that you were too much? It would cause you to hold back, wouldn't it? It would cause you to hold back. So after this experience, when I stopped holding back as much and I started intentionally trying to allow myself to unmask, my family continued to freak out, especially my mom, because she didn't understand. And one of the things that was really frustrating for me was she really didn't know that much about my life to begin with. I hadn't lived with her in a long time. One of the things I mentioned in the video I shared today was she was freaking out because I did a 4-hour live stream on Facebook. Well, I was used to doing stuff like that. I just didn't do it on Facebook. I did it on other platforms like Discord and Twitch and stuff, but I was in the hospital and I was trying to share information with my community. So I live streamed on Facebook instead. And anytime I showed passion or how much energy that I actually have when, I'm not forced to suppress it for the comfort of others, I was like, oh, you're having a manic episode. There's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with you. Well, yes, I may be bipolar, but I know the difference between a manic episode and just me as a normal human being. And now we know that I have ADHD, and I'm not diagnosed yet, but I'm positive that I'm on the autism spectrum. And just to be completely honest, I never thought that until this experience in the hospital. God was the first person that told me that I was autistic. He told me that I was an autistic savant and that I had figured out, what he said to me is I'd figured out how to cure myself. What I think he meant was I had figured out how to blend in and mask and how to compensate for some things. And I completely forgot about that until a year or two later when I was making a video about trying invisible illnesses and the processing issues I have and all of these things. When that came back to my mind and I was guided to go read up on masking and stuff, I just started bawling because that described what I'd been doing my entire life. And then later on, I was having problems with overstimulation because as I have been consciously working not to mask myself, I can't hide the things that my body and my voice and stuff do as well anymore. I didn't realize how much energy I was using to suppress my body and my voice and all of these things, but now I do. And anyways, it's made me think a lot about how when people are surprised when people come out of the closet, surprisingly, my family hasn't really said that much about me coming out of the closet. Is we'll just say bi and gender fluid and all that kind of stuff. The thing is that some of those things, well, first, I didn't share them because some people in my family are bigots, or they said things that made me feel like they would not accept me and like I would just have to listen to them bitch all the time and stuff. And the other thing was it wasn't really anybody's business. It wasn't anybody's business. It's still not anybody's business, but now, after a lifetime of having to hide who I am and all the stuff going on in the country, I feel it's my duty to speak out and share my experiences. There are a lot of people like me that keep their mouth shut because they're not in a safe environment, or they just don't want any drama. They don't want, they know some people are just stupid about some things. Doesn't necessarily make them a horrible person, but there's no, it doesn't seem like there's any point. Now, I'm to the point now where I think we should be open and be our authentic selves and stuff, because by suppressing who we are and hiding it, we're also partially to blame for the cycle of prejudice and fear that is continuing. Because what it is it's fear of the other, fear of things that are different. But not in all cases, but in some cases, if we came out to our families, let them know, hey, I'm gay, I'm this, or to our friends, and they found out that there was someone close to them that they cared about that was in that umbrella, it might open their hearts. And it might not, but it's better. It's better to be honest and to live authentically and to find your real tribe, Just because you're born into a family doesn't mean that's your family. Kids, I don't care how old you can be an 83-year-old kid. I'll adopt you. I'm not giving you any money or anything like that, but I will be your family. I will be part of your family. And whatever role that you need, because there are so many of us. There are so many of us that never really had a family that accepted them, that loved them. And that is why I loved gaming so much. That's why I love the internet so much. Making friends from all over the world that had, similarities and common interests to me, spending time with them. Oh, it was such a cure for my heart after so many years of never being around people that I've had anything in common with or that I felt accepted by. I don't actually remember what I started this video talking about. All I know is that I just feel really emotional today. But I'm proud of the blog post I made on carolrecord.com. It's called A Pandemic Time Capsule, Day 5 in the COVID Ward. And I'm not really mad at my family anymore. They are who they are. I think what has me all stirred up today is me being mad at myself for not setting stronger boundaries, for allowing them and their thoughts and feelings to get to me so much that it caused me to hide or alter my behavior. I'm mad at myself for not standing up for myself more. Now, I'm proud of myself because I'm doing that now. But before a wound can heal, it has to be cleaned out. And this is my way of cleaning out that wound.